Mark, thank you very much. My next guest says it's working families that will get hit by this tax push. Congressman Kevin Brady is the ranking member of the House Ways and Means Committee, and he joins me now. Congressman Brady, listen, I just thought when President Biden was speaking in that sound clip, it said so much. He said millionaires and billionaires. There's a gigantic difference between millionaires and billionaires, and I think this is the rub for me and a lot of other people. If you're a plumber and you started from nothing and now you bought your 5th truck, you've hired your 30th worker, your business is doing about $1 million, that person shouldn't be punished. But under these sort of schemes, it's those people and others are being punished. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that is exactly right. Look, you've never seen, I know, Charles, you've watched this closely, you've never seen Washington spend so much money to kill so many American jobs, drive prices up higher, and I think hook a whole new generation of Americans into government dependency. These taxes land on small businesses. They land on the middle class. They are an economic surrender to China, Russia, Japan, and Europe, and certainly waste funding in a major way. And don't take my word for it, 2 different groups, including Congress's own scorekeeper, Joint Committee on Taxation, confirm that the Biden tax cuts land on low and middle income families.
And to your point about how it benefits these other nations, it probably will be a minimum of $1 trillion transfer of wealth from America to China as we buy electric vehicle parts from them, solar panel parts from them, wind parts from them, and other things. I just don't understand it. It seems like economic surrender, but it isn't about economics, is it, Congressman Brady?
No,
isn't this really about
not.
transforming America into a different kind of a country?
Yeah, it is. Look, this president surrendered to the Taliban. Economically, he's doing the same to our foreign competitors. Look, when you saddle American businesses with the worst tax rate on the planet, far worse than China's, when you punish American investors who invest here in the United States, not overseas, in their local community, not sending their money to Washington. Look, you do great harm and great damage to families. At the end of the day, what I think we'll see is as many as 3 million U.S. jobs either killed or driven overseas. You're going to see small businesses who don't survive this. You're certainly going to see less growth in paychecks, less growth in opportunities. I think Main Street America just gets pounded in this tax bill, all, as you said, for government to take greater control over your life, over your health, over your paycheck. That's what's driving all of this.
And even their own work, I've seen work out of the CBO and even Democrats that acknowledge gross domestic product, the growth of our nation will be minuscule. It will be nothing once this goes through. The initial spending is spent. Thereafter, it's not about economic growth, but it's quote unquote sharing the wealth. I think it's ironic because in China right now there's a massive shutdown under the notion of common prosperity. But what's wrong with the prosperity that we were seeing before the pandemic, Congressman Brady? We had the lowest level of poverty in American history. We had closed the racial gap in unemployment. Real blue-collar wages were rising more than they had in over a decade. But we didn't tax people to death, and we certainly need to go after anybody's 401k to achieve that.
The power of economic freedom, of simply letting people keep more of what they earn, incentivizing them to grow, expand, invest in their workers as small businesses. We saw amazing things happen in 2019, just 1 year. Household income, so family budgets, rose more in 1 year than in all 8 years under Obama and Biden. We saw income inequality shrink for the first time in half a century. And as you said, the poverty rate hit the lowest level because women, people of color, young people, those without many job skills, were getting good jobs and rising paychecks. They were coming off the sidelines that the old tax code had left behind. We really did important things for working people in that. Biden, despite him saying he's a capitalist, which has as much credibility as him saying I'm a consensus builder, it's simply not there. This punishes working families and small businesses most of all.
Before I let you go, Congressman, we are seeing a major migrant surge in your state. New images this week, thousands of migrants huddled under that Del Rio Bridge. What does the administration need to do? What do they need to understand about this right now?
Yeah, this is, well, turning a blind eye as they have all year, and even now, which I don't know how you consciously can. It's cruel and it's dangerous. And states like ours shouldn't have to devote billions of dollars to keeping our communities and neighborhoods safe when this is President Biden's responsibility. He simply refuses to admit what's going on the border, certainly to take any action whatsoever. So it's up to Governor Abbott. It's up to states like ours to make our own communities safer. And I think it's just wrong. It's a humanitarian crisis of this president's making, and he simply refuses to address it.
And just looking the other way is not helping. It's obviously make things worse.
Nope.
Congressman, always appreciate your time. Thank you this morning.
Thanks, Charles.